Okay, in this example, we're going to use the citizen model to create an ad hoc table that might perhaps be interesting to a journalist or a student. Um, After getting the information screen at the beginning, we're going to create a table here which attempts to show what information we can find from the survey about the percentage of people in each region who pay real estate taxes. So the first thing we want to do is we want to exclude from the survey as many people that we can who are not owners. So I'm going to click this option here, select only some people in the survey, and I'm going to select a subset of people who say that they own both the home and the lot. So I'm going to put a condition here under condition 1, and this is a master list of variables. That's answers to the questions in the survey. And I'm going to scroll down to housing tenure status. And I happen to know that housing tenure status number 1 means those people who owned both the house and the lot. So it's this variable, household tenure status. And I'll click equals, and I'll type in the number 1 there. Click OK. And now I'm household status equals, tenure status equals 1. And now when I run a table using the citizen model, I'm going to exclude the renters, and I'm going to exclude people who do not own both the house and the lot. However, it should be said that this variable is phrased in a way that is somewhat imprecise because it actually uses the phrase owner-like status. So that probably includes a lot of people who don't actually have a title deed. But anyway, let's create the table as best we can. So I'm going to select this option, create your own statistical table. So if you're a journalist or a student and you don't want to get into the problems of learning a computer language to get the data, get your statistical table, this would be an option for you. So the first thing it asks for you, do you want to create a table of households, tax units, or individuals? Well, the household is fairly obvious. It's everybody who is in a specified dwelling. The individuals are individual people. And the tax unit is basically the income tax unit. It's the family unit, the married couple, and their dependent children. So tax units are not the same things as households. Households can have multiple family units covered as separate units under income tax. We're going to select households for this illustration. And I want the rows, if you see up here where I'm pointing with the arrow now, the mouse cursor now, it knows that I'm creating a table of households. And the first thing it asks me is to choose a row variable, see where I'm pointing with the arrow. And I want my row variable to be regions. So I'm going to scroll down here to the word region. Double click, and you'll see at the top it's building up an English language definition of the table that I'm specifying. And now I want to pick a column variable, and my column variable is a variable I've created which just has the value 1 for all people who have a value for real estate tax which is not 0. So those people are labeled as real estate taxpayers. And I'll double click on real estate taxpayers, and now it asks me what sort of statistic do I want in the cells of my table. I could have the average of another variable here, so I could choose to have the average of the real estate tax in each cell. In this case, I want the row percentage. I want to be able to compare regions to find out what information we can get on the percentage of people with known real estate taxes by region. Be quite an interesting article for some journalist, I think. So let's click row percentages. And the next thing it asks us to show population estimates, yes or no. If we pick no, then it's just going to report the number of people actually in the survey. So there are about 40,000 people in each round of the Family Income and Expenditure Survey. So the total amount of households at the bottom of the table would be about that number, somewhere around 40 to 45,000 people, depending on the year of data. I'm going to click yes, and this is going to try to multiply up the number of households to represent the number of households in the Philippine population. If we hadn't taken out some households, it should come to around 14.7 million in this edition of the dataset. So I'll click yes. And it asks me, I can go back and respecify the table, so you might want to look at the English language definition at the top. I'll say yes, I'm satisfied with this definition. And it's now going to race through the 40,000 odd people in the survey. It's just under 200,000 individuals. And here I have the left-hand column means real estate taxpayer. The right-hand column is no recorded real estate tax, broken down by region. And these numbers, so the top number in each cell is the actual percentage, and the bottom number in each cell, this is the grossed up number of people for the Ilocos region who are calculated to be payers and non-payers. If we want to save this to a spreadsheet file, on the next screen it says, would you like to print the table to a file? We'll say yes, and let's give it a name, real estate by region. Typing with one hand here, click OK, and it says your table file has been printed. Its full name is real estate by region.xls, indicating it's a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet file. And it's been saved. I don't want to create another table for now, so I'll click no, and I will exit from the tabulator for now and go and do something else.